What's up, guys? Justin here, aka MHero25. So it's been a long time since I've uploaded a video. Honestly, the meta was boring. I didn't want to record any videos that seemed not too fun. So it's my channel. I do what I want, but I'm back now, and I wanted to show you what I've been playing lately. So I took this deck to my locals. This is my variation of the Hero Dino Naturia Beast Stun deck. I went 3-1 today. It was super fun. Some things that would change, I'll talk about that real as I go through the deck. But everything else here should be pretty self-explanatory. But if you have any questions leave them in the comment section down below, and I'll answer them as soon as I can. All right. So let's get to it. So first off, we're gonna be running 3 Dark Gruffer. Super key card, just as much as Armageddon Knight. These are your main dumpers. These are the cards that you can send Malicious or Quatless to the graveyard, and this is where your place can start shooting off as fast as they can. Next up, Vion, your third option to send Destiny Hero Malicious to the graveyard. So you can start link climbing as fast as you can to get to the cards you need to. Next up, we're into our elemental heroes. So we have 3 elemental heroes: Solid Soldier, sorry. Very key card. I'm glad we have him now, our replacement for Goblin-Berg. I did find out, though, I do wish I had Goblin-Berg in the deck as well, because you need more Earth targets to synchro up into Nat Beasts, but this guy did really well. I never used the second effect to, if you send away through fusion material, at least this time, but still pretty good overall. Then we're running 3 Destiny Hero Malicious. This is the bane of many people's days and plays, so gotta run this card. Next, we're only running 2 Elemental Hero Honest Neos. Yeah, I've never really seen more than 2 being necessary, and having 3 has always been too cloggy. 1 is just not enough. Then we're also just running only 2 Elemental Hero Shadow Mist. In this variation, you don't need 3 Shadow Mist. That gets really cloggy as well. 2 is just enough. Sometimes I just ended up sending this one a lot to the graveyard just to get Honest Neos to my hand or cards I needed for the next turn. So 2 Shadow Mist is pretty good. Now that's it for the heroes. Sorry, I forget. Elemental Hero Stratos. This guy, though, as iconic as he is, I've found myself kinda not needing him a lot in the duels today. So I might have to cut him, even though it's so good to have him back. He's just not right now that good. So then we're running 1 attack gainer, our 1 tuner, 2 Nat Beast. I was able to pull him out quite a bit. He was amazing, and apparently my locals has 6 playsets of these guys. 6. So I got this guy in a really good deal today. Whew. Thank you, Grand Cities Games. Then I had 1 Overtext Quatless, which gave us to our next card, 1 Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, the bane of existence. My ultimate board was Summon Sorceress with Nat Beast, UCT, and Dark Law on board. Man, it was dirty. And that's it for the main monsters. For our hand traps, we're running 3 Droll and Lockbird, and also 3 Ash Blossoms. These are the most relevant ones I still think in the meta right now, just because you just don't want your opponent to draw or add cards to their hand. Just being able to control their pace is really good, and this on top of Dark Law and other cards can really help you out. So that's it for the monsters. Hunter spells are 1 Rhoda, 1 A Hero Lives, which kind of hurts because I'm used to having him at 3. 1 Game Charge, Soul Charge. 1 Monster Reborn, and 1 Mass Change. Kind of want to cut this. It didn't see much play today. It was, yeah. 1 for 1. This is another way I wanted to try out and get Attack Gainer out. Sorry. Simply because in this variation, I'm not running any of the equip cards yet. I didn't have any of them, or not on me. And I just thought, okay, fine. I'm just going to run it. And 1 for 1 was probably the first thing I could think of that would do well. 1 Foolish Burial to send Quatless or Quatless Shadow Mist or Mally to the Grave to help me set up my plays. 1 Regeki for board clear. And then Then we're also running 1 Mass Change Second. Yeah, this one you could I would suggest only ever running it at 1 in this deck. 2 gets too cloggy, and you just don't need it that often. It's just nice to get to Dark Law a lot faster, but you have so many more hero targets and more available hero targets than you think. Then speaking of that, we have 3 mass change, very crucial in the deck. And then we have our 1 double evolution pill. And then off to our Called by the Graves. This card, gosh, I wish they didn't hit it to 2, but it was needed, I guess. And it did just fine. Then we're running only 2 emergency calls. You don't need 3 again because you only have you only have a handful of targets, and you don't need to search that much for heroes unless you're going for a pure hero build. And even then, that's it just wasn't needed at this point. Then I started checking in 3 twin twisters for the deck today, just another way for a quick way to dump out cards from my hand, like whether it be Quatlis, Mali, Shadow Mist, whatever, or just some dead cards I didn't need, and this came out in handy quite a bit. Another card I started checking in today was 3 Allure of Darkness. This is a pretty much dark based deck, and having this was really useful because sometimes you could have mid to late game an extra Armageddon that you don't need, or a Grapher that's pretty much dead. You can just banish it, get free 2 draws. Pretty nice. And then our only 2 traps, 2 infinite and permanents. Honestly, didn't see it too much today, but I know this card's still really good. And a deck of 54, man, it does work. So that is it for the main deck. To the extra deck, we are running 2 Dark Law, 1 Ultra, 1 Ulti, 1 Ultra. I like mismatch rarities, guys. 1 Divine Wind. Now, I chose this one over Blast because I don't know why we're running Blast. This is so much better. It can't be destroyed by battle. When you destroy a card, you can draw. When you destroy a card instead of the graveyard, you can draw a card, and this makes your opponent only able to attack with 1 monster. Way better than Blast. And if you have to do a 1 of Wind Warrior monster, why not this? Blast is okay, but this still gets over that. Just saying. And not to mention with Honest Neos in hand, if you have it, dude, there's no way someone's getting over this easy without any help from just effects or anything else. So yeah, 1 Anki and then 1 Dian. This with all the fusions, these worked really well. They all did their jobs. Mostly Darkla came out today, MVP of the deck, and this actually was able to. Divine One was actually able to help me push for game. Never summon these 2 today, but I know they're still very necessary. That's it for the fusions. For the Exceeds, we only ran the Utopia package. Useful. Do I want to run more Exceeds? Yes. Can I have more space? I don't know. The extra deck has gotten so tight. Either I can make these more links or Exceeds, but having the variation to do more was way more important to me. Next up is our links. So we're running 1 Sold and 1 Wee Witch and 1 extra hero Wonder Driver. I only wanted 1 Sold. It seemed just to work well enough, and Wee Witch was my first option when I didn't have a Sold. And this card is amazing. It does so much work. If you cannot afford the Sold, Wee Witch will do you wonders. Because it can make Dark Law 29, which already makes it hard to get over. Not to mention that you might or should have Elemental Hero Honest Neos in your hand, so that your beefy monster just got beefier. Extra Hero Wonder Driver, never got to use him today. I wanted to, but it just never came up, and I'm still trying to learn how to use him efficiently. But yeah. So for our Link 3s, I was being cheeky today, so I decided to try Extra Hero Dread Decimator, and then our Summon Sorceress. Got him out once today. He got me game. Thank you for piercing damage. Summon Sorceress was the main piece to get into my board of Summon Sorceress, Nat Beast, UCT, and Dark Law. Having this card was the key part to it, and it just locked up my opponent. It was great. My 1 Link 4 was Borreload Dragon. I wish it was a Boral Sword, but Borreload is still one of the best Link monsters out there that you can get. So to not include him into any extra deck is kind of dangerous. And then finally our 2 Synchros, we ran 1 Nat Beast, and then we ran 1 Shambara for the OTK. Sorry. Nat Beast came out today, big MVP, Chambara didn't see play at all today, but I know he has proven that he can do work. So that's it for the main and extra deck. Side deck now, this is just totally, again, my opinion. Side deck is always your opinion and what you think you need for your meta, for your locals. So it's always up to your personal choice. But for mine, I decided to go with effect negation. So I did 3 effect Veiler, 3 Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. Honestly, just because I didn't have much else going on, I was like, all right, I already have so much negation. Ghost Ogre is good for destruction and interruption. Let's go with that. And then I ran 2 Denko Sekka, just because I could. I saw myself a lot going into games where I didn't have a back row, so having Denko Sekka when my opponent did just made my day. And then I just decided to run 1 Fairy Tale Snow. During my theory for this one is during mid to late game, when the games start to get longer, you need this because like a lot of the time your graveyard just starts stockpiling with things you don't need or are not going to use efficiently. So this is at least let make do of it. Then we ran 3 D barrier. Why wouldn't you? It's D barrier. Pendulum, Exceed, Synchro. Just take care of a lot of stuff. When there is a card that gets updated to say include link, oh yeah, that's gonna be good. And then finally, 3 red reboot. I always include these 2 into my side decks because personally, these are more important. Like whether you're going against pendulums or going against Altergeist or even Trickstars, these cards always seem to make it and always have a place in my extra deck at least. All right, guys. Well, that's it. I hope you enjoyed. More videos to come later on. But please let me know in the description if you like what you saw. Tell me what you didn't like. Tell me what you think I could improve on. Whether it's the video, the deck itself, my illness. I'm dying, guys. Anyway, thanks again for watching, guys. Don't forget to like if you haven't already. Subscribe to my channel. And have a great night. This is Justin, a.k.a. M Here 25, signing out. Peace.